Hi there, trailer owners. Today we're going to be taking a look at Kenda's Loadstar tire and rim assemblies. This tire here is a 205 65 10-inch tire on a 10-inch diameter rim that has a 6-inch wide depth. This tire is great for your smaller utility trailers and also your smaller pop-up campers. It's really just for your lighter load trailers. It's typically found on 2,000-pound axles. We just put a new set on our pop-up camper here. I've got one of the old tire and rim assemblies here that we had replaced, and we'll take a closer look at that and I'll show you why we had decided to replace those. Now the main reason we're replacing the tires is because this tire had been run flat. You can see that there's kind of a groove worn in around the outside. That's what you kind of want to look for on a tire after you've drove on it, especially if it was low, because when it's low, every time it comes down here towards the ground, it squishes this section under all the weight, and that wears on the sidewall here and can cause damage to it. A lot of times you'll find like little black dust and debris. I've already cleaned this one off just so I could assess how much the damage was. It's not terribly bad. They did a good job getting off the road, but the damage was already done, and that weakens the sidewall. So this is where you would likely have a blowout, is here on the sidewall on this particular tire. And now here's another tire I've got here. This one's just for example. This is a different size, but some other things you want to look for when determining if you need to replace your tires is low tread. And here's a really good example here. This one's worn pretty much all the way down. And you want to make sure you check your tread all the way across, because here's our valve stem. So this is how it would be installed on your trailer with the valve stem out. And if this was tucked up in there like that one, boy, it sure looks like you got a lot of tread on it right there, doesn't it? But you sure don't on the inside, so do take that time to fully inspect it all the way across. Some other things you can look for is cupping on your tires, and that doesn't necessarily require a replacement. It is going to decrease the life of the tire because it's going to wear certain areas faster than the other, and it can cause vibrations in your trailer. So if you're worried about cabinets and items in your trailer, depending on what you're hauling in there, if it's got a lot of cupping on it, you might want to get those replaced because it is going to cause some vibrations. So we went ahead and replaced it with our new tire. We've got nice clean sidewalls. There's no damage done to them. This will ensure we can get to our destination without having any issues. It has the same bolt pattern as our old rim, 5 on 4.5, so it just bolts right up there. It's the exact same size, and it's so much easier to just replace the whole rim and tire assembly. If you were to do just the tire, you'd have to take it off or take your whole trailer up to a shop to have them put it on, because this is not really something that's easy to do at home. It is possible, but you're really going to hate yourself. You're going to need a few special tools to get this tire off. It's much easier to take it to a shop where they've got a machine so they can get those. Or you could just buy the whole assembly here at etrailer.com and not have to worry about the mess of dealing with hauling that equipment there or taking this off. Just put it on yourself. Now once you get these tires, they show up and you've got them put on, don't hop on into your truck and haul your trailer off just yet. You do want to check your tire pressure. It's likely going to be set to higher than what your trailer is recommended for. They have a max pressure of 90 psi, but our trailer here is only calling for a 35 psi on these tires. So we're just going to double check here just to see where we're at. And in most cases, it's probably going to be set to higher than what your trailer is. So it's always good to just double check. And we have 63.1 psi in there now, and this is straight out. Right when we put them on, we've done no adjustments to this. We're just going to go ahead and let some air out until we get it down to that recommended 35. I do like to leave just a little bit more in there because we're getting towards the end of our months here, towards the colder seasons. And as the temperature starts to drop, that pressure is going to drop. So I'm going to leave it a couple pounds higher for our customer here, so that way in the next few weeks here when it starts to cool off, he's not going to have to readjust it. We're going to use a Phillips screwdriver. This is one of the easiest ways to deflate the tire because it's something you're likely going to have laying around, and the slots of the Phillips lets the air escape really fast. So now we've adjusted it down. We've got it just a little over 35, right under 36 there. He's got a little bit of leeway as it starts to cool off. He's likely not going to be using this in the really cold months, so it's not going to fluctuate too much as we get towards the end of the year here for the camping season. So we're just going to go ahead and put that back on. And now that we've got this side adjusted, if you replace the other side, you can adjust that one as well. These do come as a quantity of 1, so if you wanted to do a whole axle like we did here, you want to make sure you add 2 to your cart. We'll begin our installation by jacking our trailer up so we can rotate the tire. I just used the floor jack on the frame and then put some jack stands under it to hold it up. And we're going to use our socket to remove all the nuts. We're using a 21 millimeter on this one, but it's going to vary likely depending on your trailer. Now Now that we've got all those removed, we can just slide the tire off. And now we can go ahead and reinstall our tire. You want to tighten down your wheels in a star pattern. We can then go back and torque our wheels to the manufacturer's specifications. And that completes our look at Kenda's Loadstar tire and rim assemblies.